Generals, gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we are back in something that is not Zero Hour, nor is it League of Legends, nor is it StarCraft 2. What are we in, Blake?
What are we in? We are in Company of Heroes 2 Owners Machine. Something we haven't cast in a while. It's going to be great.
No, I'm freaking keen because, I mean, Blake and I, we absolutely love Zero Hour and we absolutely love League of Legends. I mean, probably not Blake so much, but like, Company of Heroes 2 is the game that I play.
It's cool.
This is my game. I play this game. I have like 600 hours on Steam, and I am top 50 for Soviets. Like top 50. I'm good at this game. I love this game. It's freaking fantastic. This game's amazing. And here we are casting some of the best players in the world. We have casted Company of Heroes 2 previously on our second channel, which is kind of dead now. Rather neglected. So if you like Coh2, check the shoutcast. But today we are in Company of Heroes 2 on Lungraskaya Summer.
Summer it is indeed. At the top right-hand side as our glorious Soviets, we do have AndyisRipping.
AndyisRipping, who is quite literally probably the best player in the world. Like, I'm not even kidding. He is rank 1 as German. Is he Soviet? He's Soviet. Rank 1 as German, like the best German in the world, and rank 2 as Soviets. So I think we can say this is probably the best player in the world.
I think so.
And at the bottom we have Barton, who is a long-time Company of Heroes 1 veteran, who is definitely a very top-tier player himself. And let's pause for 1 sec. And so, this video, we won't quite explain Company of Heroes 2. It's a very in-depth game, and we won't explain it. Because probably some of you who like don't know this game and don't really want to watch it if you don't know it, but we'll probably make some videos later on to actually sort of explain the game so you guys can follow us. But for now, we'll be casting this game for the people who do understand Company of Heroes 2, the people that do appreciate it. And we do have our first engagement here as conscripts marching their way into these pioneers. We'll gun them down. Conscripts with their powerful rifles are pretty good against the little SMGs of these pioneers, but nice work behind the cover, actually.
Yeah, grab that cover and also deny that side fuel point for Barton. Very important to take control of the fuel being extremely important. Company Heroes 2. Very heavy conscript start for cons for Andy.
Yeah, I mean, 4 cons is pretty standard. The Grens on the flank would be a nice move, though, but he's actually denying these pirates, but didn't force the retreat. Now he can cap points twice as much. Very important if you can force off that initial pass, because now he can cap the field, but also decap these strat points on the left-hand side here.
Very much. We have MG, a couple of Grand squads coming out now from Barton. Going to be setting up on that side. Going to be denying any conscripts that want to try and do a bit of a sneaky cap into the side victory points.
That's a mine.
That's a quick mine. Wow.
Interesting spot for it. Usually you see mines here.
In there.
MG facing down won't quite be in range of these NGs here, as I really missed my right mouse scroll from CNC, as I just realized that we are recording in 30 FPS and not 60, but that's okay because the file sizes are large. The Grens actually, not bad there. We'll lose 2 of those Gren models. Andy's may turn this one around here. 4 against 2. Not a bad number, as the MG and Grens will decap this cutoff on Lungras. Very, very brutal.
Absolutely brutal. On that northern part of Lungras, you do not want to lose that cutoff. As you can see, going to be losing that munitions point, the victory point, everything. Just the fuel point. It's such a very, very nasty cutoff. We do the Grens getting forced off there by the Cons and Pyro squad. Going to be capping up that side. But again, you want to keep control of that cutoff, otherwise all your points aren't going to matter. Nice
arc there. He's got the whole road covered as well as the northern road. He will suppress probably both of those squads for now. We'll unpack and reface that one. 2 squads of Grens. A third con squad, Uraring, in barely survives the arc, and we'll get in range and we'll start blasting down those MG. May even force the retreat here, but those Grens are looking pretty powerful. MG actually getting pretty low. Can it retreat in one piece here? Don't want to lose that MG. Not this far soon. The cons have now got out of their pin state. They're ready to fire. The con squad's getting pretty low, but these Grens are actually back with Molotovs. Double Molotovs. Nice dodge there from Barton just in time. That could have gone sour had he not dodged that Molotovs, but nice decapping on that munitions point.
Absolutely fantastic. Good to see. Andy has now secured his cutoff, ready to go. So half the map each at the moment. There's a very, very low Pyre squad as well. Got to be careful. Common Engineer squad we do have Andy's side. So they're going to be retreating up there.
Yeah, trying to go for decap. This MG probably won't let that happen. He may not get out there in time. He may actually get suppressed here. Oh, nope. Nice timing there. Now, one thing I want to mention, something I've been trying myself, is something that you saw a lot of times in Company Heroes 1, but you haven't really seen it so much, is wiring off like the northern choke point. You always would do it against the heavy cover. Oh, whoopsie. Barton walking through a con squad actually may lose some models here.
Definitely going to lose some. The Grens are moving into a flanking position, but the Molotov does go down, and the MG is not unpacking. I'd say that the MG is going to go down. Not sure if we're going to get the cap, though.
Probably too risky. Yeah, it doesn't get too risky. I don't think he would have survived it, so I think playing it smart, but actually Uraing through a Gren sword. Another MG, though, will force that off. So nice MG placement from Barton. But I got to say, AndyisRipping is definitely doing pretty well for himself with his cons. The Molotovs are really pushing back these Grens here because they can't go close. And if they do, you know, they will get Molotov. Actually, may go for the,
he's gonna get it.
MG snipe. He can't, Barton couldn't have capped it because his Grens were on 3 members. Yeah. The con squad's getting pretty low. Can he back out of that one? No, he does. The MG. Oh, rifle nade. Didn't quite find the mark, not in time. And that is now an MG in the hands of Andy.
That is so important. Yeah, it's something I was going to mention. He would have lost the squad if he decided to cap that MG with the 3 Gren squads. So he had to back one off and try and get another member on it. But at the same time, that con squad could move in, grabs the MG, and to lose a support weapon, especially this early, that's going to be so important. And 5 cons now coming out from Andy, man. That's a heavy cons. I've never gone 5 cons before.
5 cons, Molotovs, MG.
Wow.
I mean, that is a scary spot to be against as a German here. Now, one thing I was saying before is like wiring off like here and here.
That would be nice.
It can be very nice because it sort of forces them into this like weird sort of choke point where you have to go like up and around. Basically, it delays the decap for long enough that you can usually get in their position. So I think a lot of people should do. I'm not trying to tell this guy how to play, but something that I've been having good results with is sort of wiring it off because it makes it a lot harder to decap or to at least escape. Like once you decap, you then have to sort of like retreat through the cons.
Yeah, we do have Andy, of course, securing his own cutoff on the side near the base. Not quite as brutal, but definitely not too bad. We do have I'd say a little bit of a half track coming out as well from Barton.
Yep, so Barton doesn't really have enough munitions to go for that flame half-track. Did use 1 rifle nade, and I'm pretty sure that's it. He hasn't really been burning much of his munitions, but still can't afford that Flum and Werfer, but he really needs these medics. I think it's maybe why. No medics. I mean, Barton seriously needs these medics here. Oh, I think that'd be more important than the flame half-track. But
definitely would be at this point. What? His Gren squads are super low.
Just kidding. He had 60 munitions.
I was going to say, yeah, the amount would be...
Yeah, that makes more sense, because I was surprised.
Then he's had that low, yeah, I mean, he's had the map for a while.
So now, with the Flame Half-Track and the medics, he's going to be looking a lot stronger now. Look at this, I mean, the Grens are just too weak. They're losing these engagements because the cons are on full health. With the field medics, where the Grens are not. Oh, the Molotov found its mark. He may kill the squad on retreat here.
Those models are dying really low.
Yeah, it doesn't quite get the chase, but he could have killed those easily. Yeah. It wouldn't be surprised. The 5-man MG squad here looking pretty strong. I think he caught a rifle nade to the face. No, there it is. There's a rifle nade. But blowing 25 munitions for 1 model, definitely not the best choice, but AndyisRipping doing a fantastic job here.
He really is. Moving those con squads very well, but yeah, definitely needing the field medics on this side of Barton. I mean, his squads are just so low. Health-wise, they're just losing models that when they really don't need to.
Well, we have 18 nades here from AndyisRipping. That's going to do a fair bit of damage. He can't quite kill it though because it's pretty much within the territory of Barton, but it will slow it down, prevent him from using it, allowing his conscripts to march forward and sort of force off his Grens, giving him more and more map control. And so one thing I want to say as well is like Lunga's North is regarded as being really unfair, and it kind of is because it's the cutoff is a lot harder than the South one. It's a lot easier to cut off, but actually the P-Grens are marching in. They're going to be fantastic. Can the Molotov land going for the MG instead? Not a bad choice either, but the P-Grens are just so fantastic against those cons. Running for the neg cover as well. Not going to be a good move there from Andy. We're actually going to back off into his own MG.
Yeah, going to be setting up that MG pool. Probably more than likely get that suppression. Going to see the P-Ground squad going to be backing off. Looking for another point, but I was going to say, starting to get suppressed there.
Yeah, this MG is not looking too good against the Grens, but again, they're all so weak. Still with the field medics, he really needs the field medics. He has, let's have a look at his munitions, 70 munitions. So not really sure what he's spending his munitions on, but he's just losing every engagement because the lack of medics. Even his P-Grens are now, they're pretty low. He may actually cut off this squad on a retreat. If he's lucky, he may kill the squad. Oh, the front member died. That can make it a lot easier to kill the squad once the front member's gone down. He's got neg cover as well.
Oh, loses a con squad. Unfortunate there. Good flanking work there from Barton. Just managed to, from Barton managing to secure that.
That's what happens when you run through P-Grens. These consquatters constantly denying the fuel. I mean, let's have a look at the tech here of Andy, because he must have a lot of fuel.
Oh, he must have a whole lot of fuel. He's got 163, so we'll have to see what comes out from him now. He did, of course, jump straight to the Tier 2 for now, so let's see what comes out. Definitely needs a way to start dealing with those P-Grens. I mean, the machine gun is very, very nice. Those MG42 with a 6-man crew, that's one way to deal with those P-Grens. They've got absolutely nothing against that.
Flame half-track going to town on these conscripts here. We'll retreat for now through the P-Grens. Oh, no.
Dear.
Through the neg cover, we'll probably, that scored as well, so we'll lose it actually. The MG setting up, it will be in time. Oh man, that was lucky.
Survives.
I mean, I think that consquad should have died. Andy definitely getting lucky there.
Definitely indeed. That flame half-track going to be moving around the side there. I guess no real path to the MG. Doesn't know what's waiting around the corner. Doesn't know what AT nades could be lying in wait from the conscripts.
Yep, so AndyisRipping going for his tier 3 Tankovy battalion. But a little bit too late. He could have had his T-34 by now had he built that a little bit faster. But that's not a huge deal, because once he gets the T-34, it will really change the dynamic, because for now, Barton's actually looking pretty strong. The P-Grens are just, muscling their way and just absolutely obliterating these conscripts. But once the T-34 shows up, it'll quickly turn around, and finally now getting his bunker for those medics.
Yeah, medics are out now, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. Those 4-man Grens are going to have a much better time against the conscripts. And just doing a... Is that a force fire flame?
Yeah,
oh,
look,
that's
look.
so cool. That's awesome.
I mean, the conscripts were capping the top. Had they not been, that would have been free harassment. So nice play, actually, from Barton. I like that, because they have pretty long range.
That's quite cool.
You don't really appreciate how long the flame half-track range actually is.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. More Grand Squads moving in the side, looking for a bit of decapping on the side of Barton himself. Consquad is, of course, moving into intercept. A little bit of movement from the flame half-track. I'd say we see that T-34 very, very soon coming out from Andy to deal with the flame half-track.
Yeah, nice dodge there. And again, the Grens will just lose the engagement because they have no health. And there's no MGs as well. That's one of the thing with Grens is if you don't get MGs, if you don't get the G43s, it's incredibly hard to deal with conscripts with Molotovs.
I'd say a lot of entrancy coming up on these cons as well. We do have the first Vet 2 squad coming out now. Wouldn't be surprised to see some more AT nades. AT nades, of course, giving a fair bit in the way of veterancy, and more mines being placed down as well on the side of Andy. Very, very nice to have some...
Where are they, sorry?
I saw a mine being placed just before I'd looked for his combat engineer squad. I'm sure I saw a mine being placed, so it could be on the right hand
was that here?
somewhere. Yeah, it must
Oh, that's
be.
a demo track!
Oh, it's a demo track.
Back in
cool.
squad wipe. That's a very
cool.
good squad wipe, because I'm not sure if they get revealed when you're close. Like, I know in Company Heroes 1 they used to reveal when you get close. Yeah. But you made Minesweepers, I'm actually not sure. P-Shreks have hit the field with a AT gun, so I'm sure Barton is anticipating the T-34, and why wouldn't he? And there it is, just in time. But this Gren squad may not be so lucky. He may try and get a false, not just retreat straight away, not a bad choice, but through the con squad here, probably should be fine. I mean, cons aren't the best at killing squads on retreat, especially with 2 members left, and actually getting caught by a T-nade. Probably can't finish it off unless he sort of jukes around the hedge, waits for the recharge.
Yeah,
but he's actually...
I think that's probably about 2 AT nades worth of health, I'd say there. Let's see.
But it's pretty low. The pyros are repairing, so yeah, Andy may actually finish that one up. The T-34 will now really push back Barton, but with the Shreks and the pack, that could definitely take it out if he's not careful.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Pack's being very, very efficient, as well as we've seen just how devastating P-Shreks can be. I like how Andy really is focusing the left-hand fuel point, Barton's fuel point. He's making sure that's capped all the time, always having con squads there ready to cap it, just forcing off that flame half-track and making sure there's no fuel on the side of Barton.
And we have our Doctrine here. We do have the one with the smoke discharges. Let's ignore that for now, because there will be an engagement here on the side, and we may see a T-34 take some shots by the pack here. It's revealed and within range. It backs away just in time, but the cons are being suppressed and taking a fair bit of damage from those Grens.
Nice movement there from Andy. He's moving his T-34 in after the pack's already fired on the cons, so he can try and get a shot off.
Yeah, very good timing there, and these Shreks for now are going to be awesome against the T-34. If it drives anywhere near, it'll take those Shreks to its front armor there. Now, what was I saying before?
You were chatting about the Doctrine.
Yes.
Yeah, the
and
smoke
so,
discharges.
actually, Heavy Morto as well from Andy. So they both picked their Doctrine. We do have the Guard Motor Coordination, the only Doctrine in the entire game that I actually know the name of. A very good Doctrine, very, very, very good, strong. It's pretty much like the classic doctrine that's been since the start of Coh2, and it's pretty much consistently stayed there. It has everything you need. You've got guards for the button, the heavy mortar, which on Lungerers is amazing. It is just so good on those small maps like Lungerers, but especially Rota Kharkov.
Yeah.
It's
just crazy because the sheer amount of range it has compared to regular mortars. It's just like, okay, on a large map I cover this much area, but on a small map I cover the entire map, and it's cray.
Pack not firing a nice. Wow, yeah, all the way down there, fired a shot. Didn't get caught by the false, which is lucky, but yeah, this heavy mortar is going to have a fun time. Also because Lungerers is usually a pretty canthy map, but these P-Grans actually may get caught by the Molotov his own Con Squad. And the splash actually, splitting rather, from the P-Grans was perfect. And now he's going to town on these conscripts here. Yeah, that's sort of the thing though with the guard coordination. We have no shocks, you have no PPSH on your cons. It can be hard to deal with those P-Grans, especially as we have double P-Gran from Barton. Not something you see a lot, but double P-Gran can be very strong against the Doctrine. So yeah, you've got Mark Target, which is gives them a lot more anti. Look at that! Look, force firing through the hedges again. Nice play.
Really cool. Yeah, it's fantastic. Can't get caught out as well with the flame half track just firing through the hedges. So it's nice, free, easy harassment onto that VP. Something I actually haven't seen before. So pretty fantastic. So yeah, Matic Bunker is of course healing up there. To speak of so far, we do of course have Andy going for the cap onto the fuel point once again. Going to be forcing Barton back as far as possible, making sure that heavy mortar capitalizes on grouped up units.
Yeah, I really think this doctrine is all about just the mortar half track, the mortar squad. Yeah. The T-34 Corlin and the Mark Target and the repair. Like, the guards you don't really see as much because smoke discharges is just so strong and the guards aren't that good infantry. But I think, everything just synergizes so well together. But actually, these cons are incredibly caught out of position. May even land a false onto that T-34 here, retreating through P-Grans, half-track, and Grans. He wants to land the 18A first, though, but you're getting the false. T-34 was a bit of a blow here. Another P-Gran squad will move in to cut off this con squad here. But somehow, the cons in the North Fuel there survived that one there.
Yeah, really, really nice. I like the Uraring to good retreating paths. You Ura to the road, so you kind of be running away to a direction where there wouldn't be just running through entire squads of Pre-Grans, because there is unit collision, of course, they run through. Can be pretty dangerous. Man, that heavy mortar. Just,
that was a mine, I think.
Oh,
yeah, the mortar, it's fine up here.
Okay, must have done, yeah.
And keep an eye on this demolition charge here. Not something that we see a lot in Company Heroes 2, the demo charge, because people just don't underestimate them. Now tell us about the doctrine here of Barton.
Barton looks like he will be going for... What do we have here? Smoke discharges, of course, being absolutely deadly important when it comes to, avoiding any shots to be taken, avoiding... the MG's getting caught out, though.
Yeah, I think he got caught by a nade, and he's going to start... Oh, wait, no. Where's the nade? I think he must have renaded. But he's actually taking his MG on. But once he starts firing, he may even lose his squad, like, really fast. The damage is ridiculous. Yeah, playing a risky game here. We do have a command tank. Command tanks are nice for a defensive playstyle because they give you a pretty big armor boost. It does get caught by the 18A. But it works kind of well with the German playstyle on Lungerers because it's a very sort of a defensive playstyle, and that will give him a huge boost with the command tank. And it can hold its own against a T-34. It won't really kill it. But the T-34 won't be good against it either, and it gives a pretty, decent anti-infantry damage.
Yeah, smoke discharges can be great, keeping your units alive, your tanks when they get caught out of position, when they take damage from like an Su-85 or something dangerous like that. The Doctrine also gets the pack in placement, I believe.
Oh, yeah, he marked target, and we have the T-34-85 Corlin combined with the T-34 76. He may even just ram that one with his weaker one. And with the marked target, he may go for the kill. There's a pack actually ready and waiting. He's Vet 1. He doesn't have that stun round, which could definitely go bad. But I think nice retreat there from Barton. He saw that marked target and ran for his life. Marked target's incredibly powerful.
Oh, we're into ram range now.
Yeah, he won't ram with those 85s though.
Don't want to.
Especially if he doesn't know if there's a pack nearby. Wow, the damage is ridiculous.
Wow,
the marked target must wear off pretty soon. The smoke discharges though may be the saving grace. There is Shreks though in the base here of Barton. He may want to retreat that half track solo. The pack moving in may fire a shell. Actually did get a couple of hits on that T-34, and the smoke, the stun shell doesn't quite find its mark there as Andy's now decapping some points on the left-hand side of this map.
Yeah, that T-34 call-in is absolutely crazy. It's nice to move them both in together. They just work so well as a unit.
Ooh, Grand May Faust on the side armor there.
Faust going in.
But that was the full health one, so, pretty important. They didn't land on the weak one. But look, I mean, keep in mind, Barton didn't lose anything. That's a pretty huge blow.
Yeah,
Oh,
really,
huge victory
yeah,
for
it
them.
really is. Command Tank did survive, as well as the Flame Half-Track, which I thought was an absolute goner, just backing it away with by the skin of its teeth. The pack is, of course, moving up, as well as the P-Shrek Grens.
Ooh, that splash, though, he almost lost both of those squads there. You know, now even the pack as well, firing from the back lines. And he's trying to chase him down. He's actually on the mortar. He only has one SMG, but he does have the bundle nade, which are very important against those squads there. But keep in mind, I mean, Shreks are pretty decent against infantry anyway. And once again, I mean, Andy's is constantly decapping his points, relentless decapping. He may even kill those. They're pretty low.
He will as well. I would like to see a chase from the P Grens. We'll have to see if Andy can pull anything back in time to defend.
With playing a risky game, he may lose a Vet 3 con squad.
Oh, it does indeed.
Yeah, a little bit greedy there, I think, but still, I mean, he's decapping the points constantly, and now, I mean, Andy is just so far ahead, he can probably just keep calling in T-34s, and now he really is going to definitely start appreciating that, the crew repair, rather. So he can crew repair whilst the Endies repair. So they repair, like, incredibly fast. It also means if you lose your Endies late game, you're going to have to rebuild them, because Endies late game can suck, because there's, like, a huge manpower drain. Like, unless you have conscripts to merge, and they die really easily. But driving into a Grin squad, not the best choice. He'll certainly take that fast.
Yeah, you're going to take it right in the face. Damage engine there. I don't know where the pack actually is. I think it's, yeah, in the middle of the VP, so not really quite in a position where it can capitalize on that. I'm surprised the P-Grand squad didn't actually move in to try and finish off those, the T-3485s, because they were really low, but I mean, you just don't know what's there. Yeah, there's base MGs there, of course, and you're probably going to get suppressed, so it's not a bad idea to move off.
Base MGs are kind of sucky, though. Like, they take a really long time to suppress compared to regular MGs, like, you know, even normal Maxims. Which is funny because they're like the Dishka, like the bigger MG, and you can get on a squad and it's like into suppress. Like it's ridiculous how suppressive it is. Yeah, so these P-Grens are really paying off. I mean, 14 kills, Vet 2 on one of them here, and let's take a look at the other one. It's 21 kills. Yeah, wow. These P-Grens have been going to town on the conscripts of Andy. Now, while we have a moment, I think we may see like the pack. I think 43, the pack.
Yeah, I think 43 emplacement. The emplacement, which is fantastic.
It's really strong on Lungerers.
Oh, so strong.
It can
lost games there.
Devastate the T-34s, especially combined with the stun of the pack of Vet 1 ability. But, I mean, you know, keep in mind, there is the heavy mortars. I mean, like, it's a good doctrine against pack 43. Heavy mortars, they're not accurate, but, like, the pack 43 is so obnoxiously large that even if the heavy mortar misses, it still is going to damage it. So you can kill them pretty fast. So then it can be nice to have like a light mortar from Germans and get it to Vet 1 and then just like put it next to the pack 43 and leave it on counter barrage, and then just kind of destroys the heavy mortar if you have the counter barrage. Counter barrage, I think, is incredibly underestimated. It's amazing. Counter barrage is so good, but you don't see it very often. The MG squad is facing up against the cons, probably not in time, but it looks like no Ura, though Molotoving in the field of arc. The Maxim in the back line suppressing the Grens, the half track on the flank will flame them down, but will maybe get caught by an 18 Navy. He's so far forward, there's no follow-up here from Andy. We'll lose a lot of those models, but we'll definitely get the 18 off in time. The command tank didn't get the penetrate. Oh, what? Pack 43 took it out, combined with the Shrek and the fault from earlier. Nice the MG and the heavy mortar is flanked by the P-Grens, while on the front lines, the T-34s are moving in the packs, nowhere to be seen. He may kill both of these, though. The half-track popping the smoke. The command tank facing the rear armor. He's defenseless. He has no chance of defending himself from the T-34s with the pack and the Shreks too far back. Loses the command tank and probably the half-track here.
Half-track looks like it will be going down. Going to only take a couple more shots from those T-34s to finish it off, but the P-Shreks are moving in from the side, trying to force off those T-3485s.
The Shreks are pretty weak, though. They can die fast to the Shreks if they get caught and if they're splashed enough. That is a railway gun! That's a railway. He's going to have to drive forward into the Grens in the pack. He's backing away through. Will it be in time? It's a pretty long delay. But it'll be careful. May even land on the Shreks, actually. Nope, backs away just in time.
Oh, just.
Could have gone sour. It could have gone worse. Andy backing away in time was a nice play, but that was definitely not a bad move there from Barton. I've got to respect that one.
Another part of the doctrine, and of course the railway artillery, absolutely nuts damage. You've got to be very very careful not to be caught out by the MG. Does manage to suppress that P-Gren squad there, and yeah, I have to say, yeah, Andy getting forced quite far back here by Barton.
I mean, these T-34s are amazing, but like the infantry disparity is looking pretty good for Barton. Andy has a fair bit of squads. He's got Maxims. He's got a heavy mortar. He's even got a guard squad as well, probably just for the button, I would say. I mean, he can't do much else. Nades are powerful. They will like land the nade. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. And now I'm pretty sure the Vet 2 Grens, or even Vet 3 soon, should be fine. I mean, guards with DPs are pretty decent, but without the DPs, they're pretty trash against Grenadiers.
Yeah, they got absolutely demolished there, and I think that was the heavy mortar firing a little bit off. I do love it when heavy mortars destroy my own squads. It's a fun time.
It's not ideal.
Not ideal indeed. So I have to say, yeah, Barton doing a good job pushing right far out there. Unfortunately, lost the command tank, but Jesus Christ, that flame half track is still alive.
Yeah, I gotta say, Barton's holding on pretty well because T-34's 85s are incredibly powerful against Shreks and against Packs, like Pack 40s. Like, they're really not good against T-34s. And the T-34s haven't been doing much, and they're actually being pushed back. They've killed the command tank, which is nice. But I'm not sure what tech we're going to see. I mean, we have, tier 4, so probably a Panther. And that's a good choice because P4s are really just not good against T-34 85s. Stugs, I mean, they're good, but they can get flanked, like, pretty easily. Panthers, they're good. Panthers are solid against T-34 85s.
Very, very, very solid Panthers. Oh, great. Gotta love that turret there. We'll see Alex starting to push out now. Has got the health back. Has got his men starting to regen. The guards, of course, having their DPs now, I believe.
But the MG will suppress them, and these P-Grans are going to dodge the arc barely. Or the Max, nope, they got caught, but not enough for suppression. May even nade that and take it out. The MG suppressing both of them, but will retreat from the Molotov. And yet, there goes the MG. T-34s are moving in, and the conscript squads of Vet 3, so they're pretty damn powerful. But is that a rare one, or was that just, I think it was just mortar. I heard explosions. We don't have sound on, so we sort of can hear some things in the background with a headset. We can't hear everything at once. Oh, the P-Grans, a Vet 2 against a guard nade. Wow, see the guard nades. They're pretty damn powerful. And constant decapping from Andy. If there's one thing Andy can do, well, he can decap that fuel.
He can indeed. That fuel has probably been in Andy's hands more than it's been in Barton's hands. He's doing a fantastic job of keeping an eye on that. Probably gonna, Foam Half Track is of course moving in, try and force those cons off, but yeah, thanks, I'll have that 18 and probably gonna have to retreat. They're gonna take a fair bit of damage.
Yeah, but still, we'll force the retreat and we'll enable the Grens to decap that point. And we have the Panther on the field. And a Panther with a Vet 3 pack. I mean, vetted packs are scary because they get the stun, and then I think that their rate of fire goes up when they hit Vet 2. And I think it's like, I don't know, Vet 2, Vet 3. And that they turn faster. Like, vetted packs are pretty damn scary. And we could see these T-34s get caught by a false, and then just get demolished by the Panther and Pack 43 follow-up with a Shrek in the backlines for support. But for now, Andy has regained the map control. I'm not really sure where he's going. Probably will just keep following through with the T-34 85 coolins, but playing a risky game here, moving into the cloaked pack. I think they get cloak of Vet 3.
Yes.
But didn't quite get the stun shell, which could have gone sour had the Panther and the Shreks caught them upon the stun.
Yeah, going to be repositioning now. Yeah, that's an excellent, really, really nice pack stealth placement as well. I mean, the T-34s are probably going to come in through that entrance. That's the only really nice way into the German kind of side of the base. There's hedges all over the place. You really don't want to get caught on those hedges. Panther is going to be moving out, probably looking for a little bit of poke, but the Con's looking for the 18 aid.
Nice nade, will penetrate. It will indeed.
It does, nice on the front armor.
Yeah, Grens are slowly capping, but we've got two vetted Cons moving in. And the T-34s will go in for the follow-up. The Pack 43 is there ready and waiting. Vet 3 and the Shreks as well. The Pack 43 hasn't revealed itself just yet, but surely... Well, he must have he has on a hold fire.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
There we
must
go.
Have been it there, yeah.
Now, actually, I don't know if they have a rate of fire. It's ridiculous. They're definitely firing fast, aren't they? Is missing. I think it's attack grounding because it's behind the it's outside of the rain of sight. I think the heavy mortar got some kills on the Grens. 10 kills, not too shabby. MG40. What?
Suppression coming from what?
What?
That's suppression though.
From that range.
Fantastic.
I don't know if they get like more range on Vet. I'm not sure. I really should read the veterancy change again. But something about the Vet on the packs. Yeah, they get oh yeah. I'm saying I don't know if there's like a bonus ambush damage, because in Coh2, I mean, like the packs for Wehrmacht was so powerful because of that like bonus damage when they get stealthed. I don't think they do in Coh2 though. But the Flame Half Strike, it gets to 18 and then it just forces the retreat. The Shreks, well, there's no Shreks on this squad, but the Cons, the guards rather, are going to be holding the line for now, but they're pretty splashed up and nade could be powerful against them.
But they are. They're going to be moving in there. The T-34 85s are starting to shell away at the P-Grand squad. It's going to be nice, but I think the guards still going to be taking a fair bit of damage.
Yeah, doesn't quite get the nade. That could be devastating. The guards are actually being focused back. He may have to retreat.
Those DPs.
And there goes his button. That could have been very helpful against that Panther. Because look, the T-34s, I mean, they can probably 1v1 the Panther. But the pack in the back lines, out of nowhere, it can just suddenly start chipping away at the Panther. As the Maxim and the MG will battle it out here. But the MG, not facing the right direction, will get suppressed. But yeah, this Heavy Mortar is doing pretty well for himself.
Heavy Mortar is doing a fantastic job. Doesn't have 13 kills. It really has been playing off for Andy. We have Barton still pushing out in the center now, using that Panther to force off any kind of tank engagements coming out from Andy in the center.
Oh, may lose that. The hedge actually saved him barely. We do actually have a back tech to tier 1, probably going for a sniper, and I like that because back teching isn't something you see much. Sort of reminds me of like the weapon support center back tech you used to see in Coh2. Snipers on Langras are amazing.
Oh, I mean, they're so good, yeah.
I mean, like the NGs will focus off the NGs there. So tell us about snipers on Langras, Blake.
I'll tell you about snipers on Langras and machine. Snipers are absolutely crazy just because the size of the map more than anything else, and also because of how good they are against, you know, the 4-man squads that you see coming out for the Grens, for the packs, for the MGs, for the P-Grens. They can just do so much damage, and they can just get around. They're so mobile, a lot of retreat paths. That con squad getting a bit greedy there. I'm not sure whether they can actually decap the point.
Yeah, definitely not, and we'll lose a fair bit. But he's going to actually march T-34s. Where is the Pack 43 being forced off by a con squad? There's actually a Panzerwerfer in the base, and the T-34s will drive onto that one. Some of the charges may save them, though. The Pack 43 not quite facing that direction. The Panther in the back lines is caught off by the cons.
The con squad.
Yeah, not a huge blow there. Not a huge victory there, but the T-34s are driving away. The Shreks have hit the field. The pack actually will get denied, and that's a Vet 3 pack.
Oh, do not want to lose that. But taking a fair bit of damage from those T-34-85s. Pack has now been taken out, but the Panther is moving into the side, taking a couple of shots from the AT gun.
Yeah, that's a nice work there. The AT gun will definitely help. May lose this Contra squad as well. T-34s driven away pretty unharmed. But look, I mean, think about it. He lost a con squad, but he killed. Oh, maybe even the Vet 3 con.
Vet 3 con. No, just the one Vet 3 con squad lost. Yeah.
Look, so he lost a con squad, but he killed a Vet 3 pack and a Panzerwerfer. I mean, that's awesome.
That's awesome work, yeah. Definitely needed to kill that Panzerwerfer, and it really hadn't paid off. I mean, you hadn't seen it really firing at all. Had it even started yet?
Probably.
I remember, oh, this is getting caught out of position, though.
Yeah, we'll lose that one for sure. The Maxim probably won't get a save, but I don't think so. Maybe the Maxim
did
suppression.
Suppress the T-Grand squad, which is nice. It was the closest squad, but the Mortar, don't want to lose that Vet 2 Mortar, buddy.
Yeah, looks like he will lose that one indeed. He could even cap it if he wanted to and retreat back to home. So this Panther is doing pretty well for himself here. He's not really doing much directly. It's more indirectly, because by having that Panther there, it sort of limits the freedom of the T-34-85s. It means they can't be as aggressive when there is the Panther nearby. It hasn't got a lot of vet because it hasn't really been firing away the tanks. It's things more so just been getting those straight infantry kills. Guards actually will retreat. He probably could have buttoned and killed it.
Yeah, it would have been nice. I think the Flame Half Track caught them out coming from behind a hedge at the moment. T-34 looking for a bit of poke there. Sniper is now on the field.
Yep, nade from the Storm... No, it's not Storm Rooms. They're Panzergrens. You can tell who played Coh2 and who didn't play Coh2.
That would be you, AndyisRipping.
Yeah. This is actually gone back to base, so he didn't cap. The sniper is going to be amazing against these P-Grens, and somehow this demo charge has still been there. I want to see this demo charge.
Hey, you must have thought, you know, he's probably going to decap my fuel. Yeah, that's an excellent point there, Andy, but it doesn't look like we're going to see Barton actually going for that as of yet. So the pack's moving out, and that Flame Half Track is still alive, just balling out of control. Really needs to try and catch it out with maybe 18-8 guards, or even the T-34s he's trying to catch it out with, and he just hasn't managed to do that yet. Man, look at that mobility limiting with the pack, as well as the fact we've got the Panther there. The T-34s just can't move in.
Yeah, he may even lose that one to the sniper. So that's really what the sniper does. It denies like the packs and also just bleeds the manpower on their 45 manpower P-Gren squads.
Actually lose that MG. It's only starting to pack up now. It does go on the retreat, but Neo does in fact lose it. Oh, the Con Squad might go down, though, to the burst from the Flame Half-Track. They are just alive. Gonna have to see a very, very quick retreat there.
T-34 is marching into the Shreks and the Panthers. The pack was taken out by some of the Grens are moving in to land the Faust. The guards are there for Barton. If the Panther rushes in, doesn't quite get the Faust apparently. This is actually firing away at the Panther. Not the most effective weapon, but will do a fair bit of damage in the backline. Shreks are firing at T-34. The sniper in the backline still firing away, bleeding those squads. Grens trying to land the Faust, but they just can't. The Zis is actually surviving this time around. The guards with the DPs are doing a fair bit of damage in the front lines. Panther staying back and may even just want to snipe that. Actually, the sniper may get caught. Forces the retreat, loses one model there. The Zis is barely alive for now.
It's streaking out on the Ziz itself, and the Grens are still chasing, but I have to say that the squad may get caught out. Look at the zoning potential coming out. They got the pack. And he secured the pack, and the guards may actually get caught out on the side there.
Yeah, the Flame Half-Track's going to be fantastic. Drops something on the floor there. That is a PTR. It's not a huge deal, but he will definitely kill the pack and maybe even that guard squad as well. Couldn't quite catch it off. T-34, one of them is actually damaged engine. The bundled nade almost killed the end. He's repairing that one. The other T-34, maybe he's going to try and deny the half-track, but what can you do? Maybe just focus on
the pack would be nice. No, the Cons are going to Ura in. Probably going to go for the cap there. Dangerous with the Flame Half-Track nearby. We saw what happened last time with the guards, and the Flame Half-Track is, of course, moving into that pack.
They die so fast.
That's dangerous. But it's focusing the Cons, though.
The Shreks
there's too many people there.
Shreks are moving in, will lose the pack. I think he's trying to like walk it further and further back.
So he can destroy it or something?
He'll keep losing squads, but he will eventually deny the pack. It's getting pretty low. It's going to blow up soon to one more tank shot, probably take it out. The Shreks are doing pretty well for themselves. There goes the pack.
Destroy, but I mean, such manpower bleed. Lost 3 guards to the original cap of the pack, and then almost lost the guards, and then lost 3 Cons to try and get that cap. So that's a lot of manpower wastage there. Did he get their squad?
T-34 sniper.
Oh, God.
Insta-give that squad. That's Vet 3, but also there is a Shrek on the floor.
Ground.
If you give Soviets a Shrek, you're going to have a bad time.
It's a bad idea to give them a Shrek.
Soviets with Shrek are incredibly dangerous, especially if you give them on a guards. They can button while Shrekking you, and that's incredibly naughty. The Panther actually make a lucky shot on the sniper. Doesn't quite. Will kill one of the MG squad. The Pyros get it. The Pyro is like the worst squad to get the Shrek. But giving the Pyros the Shrek is like a million times better than giving the Shrek to the Soviets. You just don't want.
You want to cap it with any means, by any means necessary. This is of course setting up, going to get a shot on that Panther, saying, "Go away, Panther. These are my points. You leave it alone."
Yeah, exactly. So looking at the VPs, actually, it's going pretty low here for Barton, 130 against 420. So despite like the fuel deficit, also the VP deficit has been just as high. He may get the squad cut off here. Flame Half-Track followed by P-Grans. Not looking too good. May lose the squad on retreat through the Flame Half-Track.
Burst off with that Vet 3.
Even the MG as well. The P-Grans didn't chase. P-Grans probably killed if they chase it. Only one model left though. MGs are pretty good against retreating lists. Flame Half-Track as well. Couldn't quite find that last kill there. Gets caught by a T-Nade and possibly T-34 as well. I'm surprised we haven't seen more T-34s. He has 470 fuel.
Wow.
But
I mean,
no more.
It's not like it's a pop cap issue. Thus far, I mean, it doesn't really have enough squads. What's the pop cap at? Can we check that?
It was 66 for Andy.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, found it. Okay, so yeah, definitely. I'm surprised we haven't seen any more pull-ins. I mean, you'd think we would see something. I mean,
these T-34s can be amazing if they actually get the burst on them. Yeah, you gotta be careful with those Shreks. They can die fast. These P-Grans are gonna be amazing against the guards here. Again, the T-34s and the snipers, they're just so good against these P-Grans.
Yeah, that is absolutely fantastic. Because he's just saving at manpower. He did get quite bled before, so it's just a manpower issue for some more tanks. Cons are taking a fair bit of damage there, just trying to recap that VP, just really bleed down Barton's VPs. He is quite low, whereas Andy has got a hell of a lot of them.
Yeah, so now the game seems to be slowing down a little bit here. And as there's a bit more breathing room, we may see the tech sort of swap up. I'm not sure what Barton is actually going for. He's going for a huge push. That's what he's doing. We'll drive into the Zis, though, and the tanks will back off. And now marching with his huge, well, not really huge, but his infantry army, with the MG packing up to support them. They're the Pyros with the Shrek, are really not that great, especially with the sniper firing away in the back lines, trying to cap some points with the Grens, but the Vet 3 Cons are going to be more than enough, especially with the Molotovs here.
Sniper period will be firing away onto that MG now. Gets one member down. We'll have to see how many more go down. The Flame Half-Track, though, could be moving around. I wouldn't see if it would go for the flank. Yeah, it looks like it's going to go for the Con squad on the side. Nice choice.
Oh, that was a nice Molotov. Did a lot of damage there. The squad of Grens is getting pretty low. And he's actually trying to juke out of the range of the 18-aid.
Does get the reinforce on those Grens as well from the half track. Something else nice, and he might actually lose that MG in the middle there. The sniper is about to fire, but no, backing the sniper off. Going to go for the T-34 kill.
Okay, so what?
What the
Oh!
what? You're kidding.
That was incredibly lucky, and that definitely was a nice victory there for Bart. He's feeling pretty good now.
Panzerwerfer for power.
Yeah, may kill that Gren squad, but it definitely got the false off. And so now the Panther may go in to try and take one of them down. They're both vet 2, so they have, I think it's more like turning rate and more speed. And that's another call in, so he's got a lot more of these T-34s. They're not vetted though, so they're taking a fair bit of damage from these P-Shreks here. The Panther's moving in. He has 2 squads of pyros for repairs and 1 Shrek to do a bit of extra damage. And the T-34s are actually taking a pretty hard beating from those Shreks and will force the retreat.
Yeah, gonna have to back right off there. We'll see some more self-repairing coming out on to those T-34 85s. Panther is going on the chase. Does want to try and find the one that did get Shrek beforehand. The Panther is going to be moving in onto as well as that P-Shrek on the pyros, which may actually pay off here.
He's got the Blitzkrieg as well, so he can do a lot of chasing if he wants to. Yeah, he probably will lose that the T-34, but look how splashed they are. He could lose them to 1 shot if he's not lucky. The Panther moving in, but the marked target as well will sweeten the deal here for Andy and probably force the retreat. But these T-34s are in the base repairing themselves, so yeah, look, I think the marked target scared off Barton. I can't blame him either.
Yeah, definitely. Did not want to get caught out as much as possible, especially when he knew the amount of T-34s that are now in the area. We'll have to see some fast repairs coming out. I haven't actually seen a self-repair yet. I mean, I don't know where that is at the moment. So, being popped on the side of Andy. So.
I mean, maybe he really wants to conserve his munitions.
Yeah, I'd say so.
For the marked target.
Yeah, that must be it. Well, he is quite low on munitions, I now see, for Andy. Getting shot down there.
Yeah. Not sure from what, maybe the Panther MG. It was only marked target, it wasn't a huge deal. Pretty much timed out anyway. And look, I think Barton's getting pretty desperate, running low on munitions. That was a nice rifle nade. May even kill the MG of Andy with the MG of Barton. A garden nade didn't quite do a lot of damage. The MG squad was fully splashed up. Yeah, doesn't actually quite kill the squad on retreat. Yep, gets out of there.
Just surviving there.
But he's capping the point. He's capping the point, and now the T-34s are too low. He's sending one back in. Yeah, I think it's 30 munitions, so it's not exactly expensive.
It's not a heap, but when you want to conserve it for the marked target, it's pretty important.
And it adds up indeed.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so now we're slowing down a little bit as we see the repairs coming out. The T-34 85 call-ins doing a bit of damage. Just gets the cutoff there as well. Good job, Barton.
But I mean, every time the Pigrins get so splashed, they run the risk of just getting one-shotted and just dying. And then not only goes your Shreks, but also goes a Vet 3 Shreks. And I mean, I think the AT is so desperate from Barton. Look at that, walking through. The base MG probably will lose a squad there. The Cons may chase down the Vet 0, but still, they can probably kill the squad if they land one more hit. Yep, there it goes. Lost a Vet 1 Shrek. And, you know, the AT situation isn't really ideal for Barton. I mean, probably I would recommend going for a Pack 43. There's no more heavy mortars. All he has is T-34s.
All there are is T-34s, and the packs in placements, they're just completely deadly. Pack 43s can just absolutely rip through those T-34s. That Panzerwerfer, the second one, is really starting to pay off, doing a fair bit of damage. You get the sniper, of course, as we saw before, almost got a combat near squad as well.
Yeah, he's got that Panzerwerfer, so even if he does get a heavy mortar, he can do pretty well in return. And, you know, Panzerwerfers have counter barrage. They can deal with that. There's a fair bit of I think Maxim still. One Maxim only, not a lot. Vet 3 Gren squad not looking too strong here. But the MG suppressing down the Conjulingus Pyos, decap the point in time. So for now, Barton is holding, but can he hold for long enough? There's 4 T-34s, and I think the real issue for Andy, he doesn't have enough Andys to repair.
Yeah, doesn't have enough engines to repair and doesn't have enough munitions to be able to use the crew repair ability. So he just needs to really conserve his use of those combat engineers. It's just taking him so long. He gets a nice foothold, but then the T-34 85s, they just get too low and he can't hold that position. He has to start repairing them and it just takes so long to repair them.
Yeah, so the Panther's Vet 2 giving him, again, I think it's like more armor. Yeah, it gives him more armor. You can see the armored skirts and the Shreks. The things with Shreks is they're just so reliable. in terms of their damage output, they pretty much always penetrate, and they don't miss a lot. All but they get taken pretty low. The thing with P-Shreks is they're so powerful, but they're so weak. So it's all about the positioning.
No, definitely.
And this Panther is going to have a good time with his veterancy. So as I was trying to say, because they can just constantly force the repairs. They walk up, fire some shots, penetrate every time, and just make sure the T-34s need to be constantly repaired, which just slows down Andy.
Yeah, we'll see. We did see the bit of a fire off there from the, I've forgotten the name of the German AT. It is, of course, the
Shreks?
No. Give me the mouse.
Panther. Panzerwerfer.
Panzerwerfer, of course. That's what it was originally. No, I mean artillery.
Okay.
Artillery, of course, the Panzerwerfer did fire off a few shots there, and we do have a bit of an upgun here onto another Panther coming out onto the side.
Yeah, well, upgun's the Ruth MG.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 Panthers against 4 T-34s. I mean, hey, that could go either way. That's not a bad odd for either side. I mean, keep in mind, there is the marked target. So that can definitely sway it. We may even see some rams. I mean, if Andy gets desperate, he may ram. But it's basically marked target, like, versus the Shreks. So, look, I think Barton is definitely not out of this game. He's got the second Panther, which really will even things out here. And these Shreks, the damage output is just so good. If the T-34s are focusing the Panthers, the Shreks can just do their damage and not really worry about getting gibbed, which is sort of the issue with them, is they can be gibbed incredibly easy. May lose that squad on retreat to the MGs. Nope.
It's very, very low, and we do the T-34s are moving in, but 2 Panthers versus 2 T-34s, you're not going to win that one, Andy, so just got to be very, very careful. Just fighting so hard over that middle VP because of how low Barton is on VPs.
Wow, look, the Panthers are chunking down the T-34s, and I don't like this because, as we keep sort of saying, the issue is the repair time. Wait, may even lose that one there. The Panther with Blitzkrieg. Mate, what? Out of control. There is the Vet 3 T-34, and now it is 3 against 2 here. A Vet 2 Panther looking incredibly strong with the Shreks for support in the front lines, and you're probably not feeling too confident here. Hasn't popped the marked target just yet. He can't even afford it yet, and the Shreks are just doing insane damage. The Zis is moving in to reinforce, but they're not too powerful, and these Panthers, they are the definition of powerful. The T-34's running for their lives here, but there is a Vet 3T4 in the back lines. The Zis will force them off for now, it seems, but still, Barton holding on to his VPs. It's getting pretty tense now.
He's holding the line.
I think he killed an MG42 with a Panzerwerfer.
Yeah, I think he did too. Fantastic work. That Panzerwerfer really is starting to pay off now.
Yeah, I mean, once he killed the sniper, I think Andy just lost his anti-Pigran, anti-Shrek sort of power that he needed. He needs the sniper.
Definitely.
And without it, he just can't deal with those Shreks, at least not reliably. Panzerwerfer, you know, gotta be careful, don't want to get caught by that. The Panthers probably gonna take a while to get repaired, because there's only really, I think, 1 Pyro squad, which isn't a lot.
Definitely not a lot. T-34s are moving in. I think we did see the 18-8 go out on one of the Panthers, but that's just going to be repaired away. The Constants are moving in to do some more capping. They actually managed to secure that middle VP. Andy is going for it once again.
I think he actually got the 18-8 on the
yeah, it did. Yeah.
But not a huge deal. I mean, it's not exactly weak, so it shouldn't take too long to repair Panzerwerfer. Where are you going? You're going onto the middle VP.
That's a good choice.
Yeah, we did do a fair bit of damage. Forces the retreat off at least. That's going to delay the VP, which at 80 VPs, delaying it is very important, as the guards may try and go for a sneaky decap here. And still, I think a Pack 43 would be a good choice, but it's not as crucial as there's only now 3 T-34s. And with the second Panther, there's a lot more AT on the field. I mean, what do you think Barton should go for?
Look, I think two Panthers are nice. 2 Panthers are going to do fantastic work against the T-34 85s. That's the issue with Andy. Andy doesn't have really solid, like, anti-tank tanks. I mean, T-34 85s are great, but, you know, they can't 1v1 a Panther. They can't. It's going to be tough to 2v1 a Panther. And now, I mean, he's already lost one. I think AT-wise, he's pretty fine. He just really needs to focus on holding that middle VP and just ticking down Andy's points. The barrage going down.
Yeah, burning through. He's very limited.
That's weird, yeah.
He doesn't have a lot of munitions.
He just stopped it. He just stopped the barrage straight away to move his Ziz away. I mean, that's a bit of a waste of munitions there. I agree. That's 60 for free. I mean, you don't really want to give them away when you're just trying to keep it there. 4 mark target just being so important. He didn't manage to secure the MG either.
These Panthers are just penetrating every shot. and they're just
dangerous.
exchanging so much better. That's the thing is with Soviets is like, you know, they have powerful units, but Germans, they seem to trade better in even terms. Soviets, it seems to be about sort of picking the fights that are in your favor and sort of overwhelming them, getting some squad wipes, and that's sort of not what we're really seeing here. The T-34s haven't been flanking much and sort of sniping down some things. They've been trying to take the tanks down, the Panthers down head on.
Don't lose that guard squad.
Yeah, that's a bit of a blow. Nade, he burnt a nade as well. So Andy now, he has a lot more of the map. He has this munitions point, so his munitions aren't as limited as they have been previously, but still. I mean, 18 aids and Mark Target can be quite nice. Also, the crew repair. He isn't crew repairing, which he needs to. Panzerwerfer is really doing a great job here. 18 kills.
Yeah, it is fantastic, and that's something you have to remember. The longer the game drags out, the more that artillery is worth. Panzerwerfers are worth more because they're just getting more and more kills. I mean, it is for free. This doesn't cost anything to barrage an area, and you're just going to get more and more infantry kills. You're going to force off your enemy more and more, and there's no heavy mortar on the side of Andy. He doesn't have that kind of artillery pressure that we're seeing coming out from Barton.
Oh, look at the damage output. It's just ridiculous. T-34s, they drive in and they just drive back straight away, and it just delays it. I mean, like, the manpower bleed is there. You know, that's definitely a manpower bleeding the Pigrins, but I think, like, the manpower bleed for the field presence bleed is definitely working for the favor of Barton. Did get an 18-8 on the Panzerwerfer. You know, it's a very important target that he couldn't kill it, and now he's bleeding himself. I think he's actually going to save up for another T-34 pull-in.
Yeah, I think that's what he's going to have to do. I mean, he really needs to some way to deal with those Panthers, and the Panzerwerfer's just doing a fantastic job of, again, just holding. He needs just time. What Barton needs is time, so he can tick down Andy's VP, so he's not in more of a dangerous position. He needs to be on even terms in VP-wise, and that's getting taken very, very low. Yeah,
the Panzerwerfer really denies the Zis. It's like, your AT gun normally would be effective against the Panthers, but with the Zis, it just makes it so hard. Another barrage.
That's a long-range barrage as well. I mean, the longer range, the more inaccurate you get. I mean, it's hard to land and do serious damage with it to start off with. The Panthers going to be moving in, but against 3 T-485s,
he may get rammed here.
Target.
There is the railway as well in the back lines. A lot of damage being dealt from both these parties. Mark Target actually being popped onto the Vet 2 Panther. This could get taken out quite fast if he gets the penetration. The T-34s are quite low. The 5, they're too late to the party here. Railway artillery not really doing much to the tanks, but the T-34s actually got to have to retreat from this because they're incredibly low, and the Panthers are now hit Vet 3. There goes one of them. The second one may be next here. The T-34s have reinforced. There is the second one, and those are the veteran T-34s, and now 3 against 2. The veterancy is ridiculous. This, though, actually, out of nowhere, doing a lot of damage with a third Panther and 2 more Shreks. There is everything in this battle right now. Damage, and the Shreks doing all of their damage here. T-34 not looking too strong right now. The Zis was taken out by the MG. The last T-34 is left by himself.
Taking so much damage to the T-Shreks and the Panthers, and it's going to go down, and this is going to be game for Andy.
Oh.
Right.
Now that was a GG.
That was a GG.
Look, I just don't know what to say. I just don't know where to start. I mean, honestly, Blake, where do we start?
So many plays.
Okay, let's start with our newbie analysis. That is probably incorrect because these players are amazing.
Okay.
I think that the decapping of Andy was good. I like Andy's decapping, but I really do feel that he was being a bit too greedy.
I think
consistently greedy. I mean, I think he lost 2 Vet 3 conscript squads by trying to decap a point under Flame Half Track, under Pigrins.
Under Pigrin Fire, and it probably wasn't very worth it.
Other than that, I mean, what else? What else did he do right? I think he should have rebuilt the sniper. He really should have rebuilt the sniper. At least that's what I feel.
Also heavy mortar, which was unfortunate. I mean, didn't really have that artillery spot. I mean, the T-34-85s are great, but then, I mean, we saw just Panthers coming out from Barton. He's really got no way to deal with those Panthers with just the T-34-85s. They're not good, as we saw in that last engagement. They couldn't even take out a single Panther with Mark Target on it, firing away. They just couldn't get the penetration.
Exactly. Once the Panthers hit Vet 2, T-34s have an incredibly hard time penetrating those T-34s. Yeah, I think what what Andy could have done that would have been a little bit nicer was try and like get some more mines.
Yeah,
because like
very nice.
There was a couple of times when Barton got like really aggressive, and if he got caught by a mine, it would have been game over for the Panther. It could have tried ramming, but I mean that's incredibly risky, and you might not even ram you have to ram the rear.
Yeah.
Panther, I mean I'm not sure how the likelihood of ramming the front is. Like ramming the front of a Tiger, there's no chance. It is hard to criticize these players because they're just so amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think the lack of sniper, it gave the Shreks too much map presence.
Map presence, yeah, exactly. I mean, you got that sniper, they're going to lose a model. I mean, a lot of times you saw in those engagements, the Panzer Grens would get down to 2 members and then it would just still be firing. If you had that sniper there, that's going to completely disable it. It just halves it. It's just gone.
Because the T-34s and the snipers can snipe the squads really well. And because there was no sniper, the Shreks were just doing so much harassment on the T-34s that they were constantly in base. They were constantly being repaired. They couldn't really do much. And I think maybe some sort of flank attacks. Like maybe if Andy tried to sort of flank the base, flank the top, rather than trying to take the Panthers head on.
Head on through the middle.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, these guys played amazingly. That was some cool games. As for Barton, I would have liked a Pack 43. That would have been cool.
Would have been nice, but he obviously thought he could deal with it with the Panthers, and turns out he did. Like, I mean,
I liked his build order. Like he held on well. He didn't go for a Panther 4. It would have been useless.
Yeah.
He went for a strong tier 2. Microed it incredibly well. Went for a Panther in a Panzerwerfer. He lost the first one, which I think was game over at that stage. When all of a sudden he held on. But I think we'll wrap this one up. I mean, there isn't much more we can say. Their play was so top notch, and we can see why. You know, they're as high ranked as they are. This was actually, I didn't mention, this was like a semi-finals for the Sunday night fights, game number 2 or something. So yeah, thanks for watching. Company Heroes 2 is awesome, and I'm definitely keen for some more Company Heroes 2. It can be hard to find good replays because they're really long games and can be quite repetitive, but I mean, sometimes we just get games that are amazing and it's so much fun to cast, especially because it's a game that I feel I can analyze pretty well, because I'm a pretty like high-level player, whereas like with League of Legends and StarCraft, I don't really know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But look, thanks for watching, and be sure to expect more Company of Heroes 2 content. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more Company Heroes 2, as well as other games such as 0 Hour and League of Legends and whatnot. And until next time, I'm Image Machine of the General's Gentleman.
I'm Mark Hawk of the General's Gentleman.
Catch you later. I cut you off there pretty hard.
Yeah, pretty hard.
Catch you later.
Bye, guys.